Alex,
and welcome to another series of ANA Vlogs. For today's video, we are going to show you the
5 local entrepreneurs of Sariaya, Quezon.
But before that, let's take a look on what Sariaya, Quezon have. Let's go! The name of Sariaya comes from Sajaya, which means old river, and time passes by, it changes from Sajaya to Sariaya.
Sariaya, Quezon is known for having old heritage houses which was built in 1900s.
So, it is also famous for their Agawan Festival being celebrated during 15th of May in honor for the Saint Isidore the Laborer. The celebration is known for the Happy Pandemonium and one of the 4 harvest festivals celebrated in the province of Quezon every May 14 or 15.
Definitely, it is famous for their pinagong, a famous pastry that got its name from the words pagong or turtle, because it is shaped like a turtle's back.
We are going to show you the
5 local entrepreneurs of Sariaya, Quezon.
Our first entrepreneurs are Mr. Ruben and Mrs. Jenny Politico and the Argent Gravel and Sands. Mr. Ruben and Mrs. Jenny Politico are the owner of the Argent Gravel and Sand located at Barangay Sampaloc 2, Sariaya, Quezon, which operates in almost 2 years. Mr. Ruben is 50 years old while Mrs. Jenny is 47 years old. They are married in over 28 years and living their marriage life with their 5 children in Barangay Sampaloc 2. They are both high school graduates at Lutacan National High School. Argent Gravel and Sand offers delivering services, especially delivering construction aggregates like many different types of sand, such as S1, white sands, pine sand, and gravels. They also own a piggery also located at Barangay Sampaloc 2. They started their business because their children who graduated in college didn't want to work for other company. Instead, they want to work for their own business. They got the idea of putting this kind of business because of their previous work, which is the crusher company, and they adapt on how to manage their own business. Although they have the knowledge of the business, they are not exempted to the challenges in running a business. They experience many difficulties in operating their business, such as resource management and delivery operation. They have no power to control everything to operate every delivery as smooth as they want. There are always unexpected problems and challenges in their operation, but they are making sure that they always find a solution in every challenges that they will encounter.
One of the local entrepreneurs of Sariaya, Quezon is Miss Katrina Joy Arpia and the Pampangas Inasal of Bignay Uno branch. Miss Katrina Joy Arpia is the co-owner and manager of Pampangas Inasal of Bignay Uno branch, which offers an affordable and delicious chicken inasal and other grilled-related products. She is 25 years old who lives in Barangay Bignay Uno, Sariaya, Quezon. Since she was born on March 8, 1998, she graduated at Southern Luzon State University, taking the Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Aside from the Bignay Uno branch of Pampangas Inasal, they also owned many branches of Pampangas Inasal in different parts of Quezon. They have a branch in Tagawayan, Quezon, which they fully owned. They are also partner of some branches located at different places in Quezon, such as Bordeos, Lopez, San Francisco, and Quezon, in which they are getting a percentage of its income for being a partner of those branches. They operating their business in more or less 2 years, specifically the Bignay Uno branch, which is more than 2 years of operation, while the other branches are almost 2 years of operation. They started franchising the Pampangas Inasal in the midst of the pandemic because of lack of source of income. The idea started back when their family ate at the Pampangas Inasal of Santo Cristo branch, and they decided to make a franchise since their house is located at a good place and they have a lot of spaces to be used for the establishment of the business. At first, it is just 2 tents and expands into much bigger business. It is difficult for them to run this business as it all started at the midst of pandemic. They must follow the health and safety protocols such as social distancing and hand sanitation provided by the health organization in order to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. But all of that sacrifices were worth it because they now have more way of having source of income for their expenses and to buy what they want as the business continue to grow. After all, they realized that running this kind of business is a challenge. In order for you to start, you must have enough knowledge on how to run the business, from financial management, promotional strategies, customer relationship, and other aspects. You should also know that failure is also a part of the business and you should learn from it.
Mr. and Mrs. Rilliama are the owner of the Johan store and feed supply. Mr. Jeffrey is 29 years old while Mrs. Mary Jane is 34 years old. They are married in over 5 years and living in Barangay Sampaloc 2, Sariaya, Quezon, with their 2 children named Johan Calvin and Mira Isabel. They are both college graduates taking Bachelor of Science in Agriculture in Southern Luzon State University. At first, they are both working as organic inspector and field document controller in a organic coconut company here in Quezon. But unfortunately, they got involved in a terrible accident that resulted for them to quit the job. But then, they also stopped doing buy and sell of vegetables because they want to put up their own business. And they started putting up a store which they named after their son. When they save enough money, they also buy pigs to put up a piggery. Since they have a store and a piggery, they also decided to expand their business and added a feed supply business. It is truly admirable knowing that they didn't give up their dreams even facing an unfortunate accident in life. It is the biggest advantage that they got in putting their own business. They only want things that they have proven. There's nothing wrong trying new things in order to find what you really want to do in life. Just never give up on your dreams even if there's an unfortunate things that happen on your way.
The next is Mrs. Melanie Cañesa and the Aging Grocery Store. Mrs. Melanie Cañesa is the owner of Aging Grocery Store, which is one of the biggest grocery stores in Barangay Gisgis, Sariaya, Quezon. She is 46 years old, who is born in Manila on December 25, 1975. She is now living at Barangay Gisgis with her child and managing their business. She is undergraduate at Centro Escolar University, Manila, but being an undergraduate didn't stop her to keep pursuing her dream, which is to make and manage her own business. It is funny how they really not intended to put up this kind of business at first because it is just a small eatery or karinderya in Tagalog. But because some of their customers are looking for some goods to buy and some are mistaken it as a sari-sari store, they got an idea and turned it into a grocery store with an eatery. It just proves that knowing your customers is one of the keys to successful business. However, upgrading a small eatery into a grocery store is still a very difficult goal. It requires a lot of work, especially on financial management, because it is vital to properly spend the right amount of capital in every supply of groceries and to pay for your employees. It is also requires a lot of effort to keep the business operation in a good status, and it definitely takes time and effort to make it grow. Unlike before, now that they have a big businesses, they spend almost all of their time managing their business. Even though they experience those hardships in operating their businesses, one thing is for sure, hard work pays off. With over 15 years of business experience, now they have a canteen, a grocery wholesale and retail business. It is really important to have patience and perseverance in starting a business because it will not just magically grow. It takes time to see the result of your hard work, especially in operating a business.
Our fifth entrepreneurs is Mrs. Leonila Politico and the LN Vegetable and Grocery Store. Mrs. Leonila Politico is 32 years old, born on Barangay Sampaloc 2, Sariaya, Quezon on September 17, 1990. Then, she realized what if she started learning on how to manage their small vegetable store to turn it into a bigger business. But it didn't turn out like she wanted. She got bankrupt at her first business. This time, it grew and she earned and saved enough money to open another vegetable store in other places. She proved that business life is not easy and smooth way. It is like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes you go up and sometimes you go down. But you must stand up and continue to pursue your dream. Always look for advice of others and above all of that, always look for guide from God.
And that's all for today's series of A&A Vlogs. We hope you learned a lot about the local entrepreneurs of Sariaya, Quezon.
And see you for next series of A&A Vlogs.
Again, I'm Ara.
And I'm Alex.
Thank you for watching.